I know people were outside the courthouse, everybody wanting a shot of Camille going in. What was that like for you? And you know, what do you think it is that captivated them so much about you?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is other than I think they saw a regular person just doing their job, but doing it with, I think, an intense amount of pressure. And I think there was a bit of standing up for what's right and having the platform to do so, obviously in a court of law. It's what I do for a living, but there was a bit of good versus bad, I think, in this trial. And I think a lot of people, it resonated that I was able to stand up for what was right or perceived as right and do it in a way that wasn't in a bullying, aggressive way.
Were you ever hesitant, though, because, I mean, obviously the jury saw this case as you represented Johnny Depp, and, you know, I think it's clear they sided with your client, but did you ever hesitate as a woman taking on a case with such a high-profile celebrity, especially in this post-Me Too movement?
No. Because I know Johnny as a person, and I've worked with him for 4 years, five years now, nearly, and I believed him. You know, to me, this case was not a Me Too case. This was about what happened between these two people. And in a lot of ways, if you want to look at it as a Me Too case, it was an opportunity for Amber to tell her story, have an investigation happen in a court of law, and the jury came back and said, no, we don't believe you. But I never hesitated because I believed Johnny and I was an advocate for him and I wanted the opportunity to give him his life back. He deserved that.
Back to, you know, the verdict and the, you know, the extraordinary amount of pressure, I imagine, that when, okay, we've got a verdict, when you heard that, and then when you heard the verdict and that moment of celebration, what was that like?
It was the ultimate amount of relief, and we couldn't believe it. I mean, I was holding Ben, my partner's hands, and I think next to me was Andrew Crawford, another member of our team, and you know, at each time that we got a yes, which was good for us, you know, I just squeezed their hands, and I mean, we just couldn't believe that we had accomplished this, and we had done it in such a way that we were really proud of the type of case we put on. You know, we felt like we put on a classy case. We put on a case that was true to who Johnny is as a person and who he was in this relationship, taking ownership for things but telling the truth and telling his side of the story. So it was incredibly relieving, but it was such a moment of celebration for us, but also for the client.
And yeah, Johnny wasn't there
He was
at the
not.
moment.
No.
Can you tell me what he said to you upon hearing the verdict?
We called him straight after, and there was a lot of screaming, as you can imagine. And you know, he was incredibly emotional. There is a video somewhere, but you know, he was very emotional and just thanked us, profusely thanked us, and you know, congratulated us. It wasn't about him.
Yeah,
that's not the type of person he is. He makes it about you, and he was just incredibly grateful.